Hey everyone, and welcome. I hope everybody had a fantastic new year. I'm still on my holiday break. This is Monday, January 2nd, by the way. This video is going to be up January 3rd. Uh, January 2nd already? Oh my goodness, where's the year going to? Just flying by, isn't it? Anyway, I thought this would be a good time to do a request video. I was asked to talk about what drum books inspired me. Well, before I can do that, I have to talk about, give you a brief history, background into my drumming life, which I've done in the past. If you don't already know, I started drum lessons when I was 4 years old. I studied off my uncle, who was a sax player in the Musicians Union. Why did I start at age 4? Was it because I said, Mom, Dad, I want to be a drummer. You got to get me some drums, get me some drum lessons? No, I was 4. I probably didn't even know how to walk properly at that point. Who knows? Now, the story that my mom, they always told me, is like when I was in the high chair, when you get fed, they put you in the high chair. I don't know, you're 4 months, 5 months, well, however many months old you are in the high chair. You have that tray in front of you that snaps on so you can't fall out. Apparently, I was amazing playing the spoons or the utensils on my food or on the plate or on the tray. So they saw that maybe he has some ability to drum, so they started me to lessons. That's how it all started. By the time I was 12, I was actually started making money. I was playing gigs when I was around 12 years old. Weddings, parties, events with all union musician guys, thanks to my uncle's connections. So up till that point, I would go once a week to the lessons. I would have to practice 1/2 hour a day. Would I have practiced a half hour on my own if I wasn't made to? No, I'm 4. I want to play. I want to watch cartoons. Age 5 or age 6. But that was the discipline that I needed because at one point when I'm a young teenager, it was up to me to continue or not. All right. So I didn't, actually around age 13, I transitioned to now starting to learn the mallet instruments, marimba, xylophone, vibraphone. And I kind of remember, the drum lessons were all kind of behind me as far as learning up to that point. Now I went home in March to Pittsburgh, my hometown where I grew up in, and I went up to my attic, and our attic is not really an attic. We had 4 levels to our house. The attic was actually 2 big rooms, like bedrooms. It was carpeted rooms, and each had a door that could shut, so you could have 2 different people sleeping there in the bedrooms. Anyway, my drum books and then my first set of drums that were still up there and everything else, and a lot of my books were up there, and I brought 4 of them back with me. I've done several videos this past year from some of these books. If you would have asked me before I went home, before I saw these books, what books I learned from, or was any books stuck out, I couldn't have named one of them. I don't remember. It was just what was given to me to learn from age 4 up to age 11, 12, in that range. Just here's another book. Learn this, learn this, learn this. Much like grade school and high school. I couldn't name what science books I went through or what math books or what geography books or anything. I don't know the books. It's just learn, study, learn, take the test, move on. Okay? So, here's the 4 books I brought back with me. Still have a lot back home that I didn't take, but I only had a duffel bag, just a backpack, so I couldn't bring a lot of stuff. I've done a couple videos from this book, Famous Drum Solos and Fills by Ted Reed. Done a couple of these. This is book 2. In fact, I didn't realize it was book 2 till I brought it back with me. I didn't notice that. So I'm sure I have book 1 at home somewhere or back in Pittsburgh. So I've done a couple of these. This was cool. And I brought these back for the purpose of saying, I'll do some of this that I studied from when I was a kid. And I've done a couple of these. This is Adventures in Solo Drumming, 20 Snare Drum Solos. The name, here we go, William Shinstein, William Scheinstein, William Shinstein, William Scheinstein, however you pronounce it, it was by him. And these were I looked at I brought this back because I was looking through this. This is all snare drum stuff. But I go, oh my goodness, I was playing this? These were my lessons at age 11? Because a lot of these were complicated. I mean, at the tempos and everything else, it's like, wow. But that was my learning. I studied. I'll do more of these, but I've done at least two of these already for you guys. Sonny Igo and Henry Adler. I did a video from this, developing drum breaks and fill-ins. I did one of these. I think the title, I don't know, it might have been 10 videos, 11, 12 videos ago. I don't know what it was step-by-step, learn drum fills step-by-step or something. And that's what this book kind of does. And I'll do more from here too. So this book I didn't do anything from this yet. Charles Perry's Introduction to the Drum Set. And I brought this because the beginners out there, I said, oh, it's designed for the beginner, it says. But this is volume 2. It says intermediate. So, but I had all of these books. I had volume 1. I know I left a lot of them at home. I grabbed this one for some reason. And they all had different color schemes. So volume 2 was yellow, volume 1 might have been pink, volume 3, whatever. But I had them all. They're still at home there. So I brought that one. So I brought those 4 back with me. And I don't remember any of them if I wouldn't have seen them. And the ones I still left at home, same concept. So what did inspire me, or was the inspiration? Again, because they made me practice and made me go at a young age when I had no ability to know what books were great or not. Just here, study, learn, play it. And I was given a lot of, I did one video. When I did a video, let's go from famous drum solos and fills. I did a video where I just did one drum break. 4-bar drum break. I did this one, the very first one in the book. Okay? But when I would do my lessons once a week, he'd put the date up, and then he'd put a little slash at the bottom that what I had to learn for the next week. So from this book, I learned I had to do these 3 for the week. But a lot of times, he'd give me 2 pages to do. The next lesson, the next week I had, here was the date he put up there. Here was the end mark. I had to learn these 6 for the week. In 1 week, learn 6. And that's how it was a lot. He would give me a ton of stuff to do, which is, I had to practice. I had to learn him. He wasn't easy on me because I was he's my uncle, I'm his nephew, I guess. Just because I was his nephew. No, he wasn't easy on me at all. But these books were cool. And these drum solos, advanced drum solos, learning one would be, at a young age, would be crazy. This one was, here's the date, here's the end mark. I had to learn both of these. Geez, oh man. So, by the time I was 12-ish, again, I had learned all, reading, the note values. Was there more to learn on my own? Yes, but I had learned assembling, how it's all assembled, all the different exercises to do, all the different variations. Then it's up to me to carry on from a point from then on. Okay, does that make sense? So if I can't pinpoint a book that was really inspirational, because they were all just tools, especially at a young age. It's given to you, learn from this, move on, move on, move on, move on. So there's a lot of good books. That's why I brought these back with me. I said, these are really kind of cool, but I couldn't remember them. So what was the inspiration? Well, probably like most of you, if not all of you, inspiration came from liking a certain drummer, or or a couple drummers, or a band that you might have liked. For me, I was a Buddy Rich guy. Growing up, I was Buddy. I still love Buddy Rich. In fact, if I want to sit down at the drums and let loose, I put on the Bluetooth, get in my phone, say, go to the Amazon Music or whatever, and I'll say, play Buddy Rich, and I'll just shuffle through Buddy Rich stuff. And I just love it. I love that big band, that 16-piece orchestra, 20-piece or 12, whatever. The brass, the kicking, the driving, the driving songs, a lot of great ones. So Buddy Rich was, the guy. Now today, I like a lot of different drummers. It's not just Buddy Rich, but that was growing up, Buddy Rich. If he was on TV, he was on one of the talk shows, I always watched him. I stayed up to watch Buddy Rich. Loved it. So, and now on YouTube, you can find a lot of the Buddy Rich stuff. All right, so there you go. Keep expanding. Again, I love all different styles. There's drummers in each style that I can name that I really liked, from session drummers to jazz drummers to Latin drummers. Antonio Sanchez, I think, is dynamite as a drummer. Look up Antonio Sanchez. It's awesome. All right, so that's it. Continue to have a great new year. Stay safe, stay healthy. It's January 3rd right now. Is there any resolutions you made that you already broke? Did you break any resolutions already? Did you make resolutions? And there's still a lot of time of the year left. You can get back on the horse again. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Please subscribe if you're so inclined. I'll go have some fun, go drum, or still enjoy the new year. I don't know if you went out and maybe a little hangover. If you're an adult, if you're young, don't be doing that stuff. Don't be going out drinking. All right, see you later. Bye.